gosh, this is a big one. This was a big one for me. I loved limerence. I love attaching magical qualities to other, idealizing and pursuing them, then blaming them for not fulfilling my fantasies and expectations.
Welcome to the Secret Life Podcast. Tell me your secret. I'll tell you mine.
Recovery doesn't end when the chaos stops. That's when the real work begins. After 16 years of recovery, my novels, Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict, and my new book, Becoming My Own Effing Soulmate, tell the before and after. The addiction, the healing, and the messy realities of learning how to choose yourself. Both are available now on Amazon. Welcome to Secret Life Podcast. I'm Brianne Davis-Gantt. Today I'm pulling back the curtains of all kinds of human secrets. We'll hear about what people are hiding from themselves or others. You know, those deep, dark secrets you probably want to take to your grave? Or those lighter, funnier secrets that are just plain embarrassing. Join me each week as we take a deep dive into one subject matter, exploring the how, what, when, where, and why of it all. This is Secret Life, and I'm excited for you to join the ride. Today, we are talking about, dun dun dun, how to stop fantasizing and limerence. Woo, gosh, this is a big one. This was a big one for me. I loved limerence. I love attaching magical qualities to other, idealizing and pursuing them, then blaming them for not fulfilling my fantasies and expectations in the end. But limerence, a lot of people are obsessed with. They love to fantasize. They love to attach to other people, that other people are going to fix them, that this person is a magical person, that it should be with them, or fantasizing about what it would be like because they want to escape the relationship they are in. And people even do this. They like fantasize about the old partner. So you could be with someone a long time and then attach fantasy to the old. Like, why aren't they how we used to at the beginning of dating? And that's the honeymoon phase. That's like the first stage. So people even do limerence with the past partners. So let's get in. All right. So what is limerence? Let's talk about it. It is fantasizing about others when you're dating your partner, you know, seeing your partner for who they really are, and then attaching escapism to an outside person. And it is intense. It is so intense that most people go into romantic obsession. And there's 4 stages of limerence, just so you are aware. Attraction. So if you see the person, the initial spark. Obsession, it's like crystallization. You're like, ah, right? The like sparkles around the person. Then there's this frustration and elation and the dependency that happens at the same afterwards, where it's like you get frustrated, you're so dependent on this fantasy version of them and you can't get away from it. And then resolution, that it's ending. Because most of the thing with limerence does not last. It is not real. It is not real. It's all in your head. It's that involvement of intense infatuation, idealizing that object, and there's a high emotional volatility that happens. So let's go through the 4 stages first, and then I'll tell you how to get out of it, because I have a lot of clients I get out of it. Number 1, attraction, initial spark, that initial, and it's often innocent, like just a conversation, just you see the person at a party or their coworker. Interest, attraction, they stimulate your brain. That happens a lot. Intellectual intimacy, if that person is really smart and they start, like your brain starts getting activated, that's one of the things. It's looks and intellectual. And then emotional sharing. That begins to develop. And then this creation in your mind of love at first sight or intense curiosity of the person. And the love at first sight is just chemicals going off that you've attached to them because you truly don't know them at this stage. Number 2, the obsession and crystallization. The getting to know you stage turns into an overwhelming constant thoughts about the person that people call crystallization, when you're like, you ignore the red flags, you ignore the bad things, you ignore the flaws, you just heavily idolize them. And I have a client that the person he put in limerence, literally was the worst person for him to ever be with. I was like, if you guys were together, she would destroy you. She would eat you alive. She's like a monster, you could tell. And it took us a long time to untangle that. And then finally he saw, oh, that's how she shows up in general. And that's how she would show up with me. And I'm putting her in this bubble that she doesn't actually exist in. So the obsession crystallization, it's like putting them in this crystal that no one can ever touch and you can't see the flaws. That's how I think about it. Number 3, frustration, that emotional dependency. It's the stage that can be extreme highs and extreme lows based on how the person you are obsessed with, the limerent object, the person, their actions. So you ride the roller coaster of them. So this is marked by desperate cravings of reciprocity with them, making that limerence person feel happy, and you're dependent on the other person and how they show up and how often they text you or call you or talk to you or the interactions, and you attach so much meaning to it. It's almost driving you crazy into frustration that you're riding that roller coaster. And the last, resolution or dissolving of it, the final stage where the limerence ends. And this could go on for a month, a couple weeks, or years. Depends on how long you're attached to this person and what you're attaching to them. This can occur when the relationship is finally realized and reciprocated and it turns into a relationship. More often, though, it fades. Emotions fade, lost interest fade, and forced distance, and it just shuts down, and you no longer ride that ride of the limerence, which people find so, they're like, wait, what happened? Why am I not attracted to him? Why don't they look as good? And I'm like, because your brain then got disinterested, or it was no longer getting high, or it became too real. Rarely does a limerence situation turn into a relationship. And when it does, that usually blows up later and they drive each other crazy because it's the push and pull that they keep recreating over and over again. So it's not a great thing. It's very toxic. All right, how do you get out of this fucking state? Right? People always say, how do you do it? There's so many different techniques that I love to how to cope with it, how to get out of it. So number 1, if you are in a fucking partnership, you redate your fucking partner. One of my clients right now, I'm literally like, let's redate our partner. Let's spend more quality time. Let's reconnect, touch her booty, get more intimate, be flirtatious. You have to reignite and create that intensity with your partner, because most limerence happens while you're in partnership. You can be single and do that. If you're single and you're listening to this and you're experiencing limerence on someone else, that's either they're in a relationship or it's just never going to happen, you need to get interested in you and redate you and get to know you and see what brings you joy. So it's kind of the same thing. You're getting interested in someone else to recreate that connection in a new way, or you're getting reconnected to yourself. So create a list of your partner's positives, real world traits, and actively schedule shared experiences. Redate. Make them go get dressed up and you dress in the other room, and then you guys meet at the door, or you ring the doorbell and act like you're going on a date. Break the fantasy habits, acknowledging that you're idealizing somebody else and name that person's bad qualities. That's what I have them do. What is actually not the good qualities? And most of the time it's very hard for them to see. So I have to pull that string. Do they show up when they say they are? Is there any backward compliments that are actually not a compliment? How are they treating their partner if they're in partnership? If they can do that to them, can they do that to you? So you then look at that and then redirect your emotional security and intimacy with your current partner. So here's some ways. Practice active grounding. When you wake up, when you feel tempted to fantasize about somebody, make a list of your current partner right away in your head, positive traits. Got it? And a list of the annoying real world traits of the person you are idealizing to destroy the fantasy. So I had, how's your partner been amazing 20 years? And what are the bad qualities? What are people saying at the office? What are people saying? What's the past experience you've heard about? What are the things you don't like about the person? So I start poking holes in the fantasy. Then focus on the fucking present moment. Get present with yourself. Engage in an activity, a new memory. Create a new memory. This requires interaction. This requires communication to break the obsessive loop. And I even have people go on dates and talk about their old times. Like, oh, that was so great when we went to Siege's, Mark and I, and we fought over the gelato, and now it's funny. Okay, lastly, acknowledge and label that it's limerence. When you notice you're romanticizing somebody else and you put a label on it, just labeling it can help with the cravings and the habit. That it reduces that connection, that, oh my God, this person is like my twin flame or my soulmate. We have so much in common. They're so intelligent. They make me laugh. It's like none of that is real. That fades with everybody. And then turn your fantasies into day mirrors. That's how they say it too. When you are running into fantasy, I need you to run all the way through. That's what I say. Play it all the way through. Play it all the way. What's it going to look like in a year? Are you guys going to move in together and then someone's going to complain about the toilet seat not being down or the pillows not being perfect on the couch? Play it all the way through. Play that fantasy. Make it a day mirror, like a nightmare, but day. And then you need to start prioritizing your self-worth and self-care. What makes you happy? Get out there and make new hobbies. Connect to people your same sex or what you're not attracted to. Build your own self-esteem, esteemable acts. Write the great things about yourself. When you focus on those things, it tends to start breaking the limerence. So let's go through them again. How you stop. Accept your feelings for what they are. Do not judge yourself. Do not shame yourself at all. And that you are wanting more out of your current relationships. And by looking at that, then you can decide, how do I redate my partner? Be honest with yourself. Reflect on what you need out of your healthy relationship, what you're not getting. More stimulating conversations, more joy, more fun, more excitement, adding more new things. Do each other's blind dates. Practice self-love, like I said. Set healthy boundaries for yourself. Don't stay and have 2 drinks at the office party. Just to have 1 or no drinks and circulate, and don't stand next to the person. Limit social media. Do not look at them on social media. That is a fantasy-based. Social media is all fantasy-based. So stay away from social media. Broaden your circle. Reach out to old friends. Make new friends. Go play basketball. Go to a painting. Join a book club. Expand your life. And then always ask for help, because getting out of limerence is really hard. So look for a specialist or someone that works with helping get out of limerence. How you cope. Boundaries, emotions, distance if you can. Challenge your obsessive thinking. Be mindful, seek a professional, like I said, and engage in self-care. And all that stuff starts untying the limerence. But here's a big no-no. Do not text them a lot. If you feel the need to text them, do not do it. Set a timer for 10 minutes. See if the feeling can pass. Do not find alone time with them. Anytime you do that, you're reattaching limerence. So that's what I want you to try. I hope this helped you, because it is important to live in reality and not escape into the fantasy. You do not live in a rom-com. Rom-coms aren't real. People don't talk about the 5 stages of a relationship. So we attach all this feeling to someone we never known before and we just met, and we're willing to throw away our entire life for this person that is willing to be or have this energy exchange with someone that is usually in a committed relationship. So something wrong is here. Them even picking you to interact with in that way where that energy is coming at you or you're attaching to them tells you they're probably toxic themselves. Okay? That's my last tip. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please send me your thoughts and feelings to Secret Life at iCloud.com. Until next time.
Thanks again for listening to the show. Please subscribe, rate, share, or send me a note at secretlifepodcast.com. And if you'd like to check out my book, head over to secretlifenovel.com or Amazon to pick up a copy for yourself or someone you love. Thanks again. See you soon.